Hey, what's up? This is Jake here for cultofredstone.com. Today we're doing logic gates or latches, whichever you prefer to call them. This is going to be a basic overview of all your basic latches. So yeah, let's get started. First up, we're going to have these two latches here, which are actually the same thing, and I'm going to cover them separately from the rest because they're a little bit different. This is the RS NOR latch, and basically what the RS NOR latch does is it functions more as a memory cell for storing a bit of data. Also, you might call it a solid state switch, but that can get a little bit confusing because there's other versions of those out there. But in its basic form, it looks like this. You have a torch hooked up to a block with another torch that is hooked up to that same block. And what happens is if you give power to one side, it flips like that. And then if you give power to that same side again, nothing happens. You have to give power to the opposite side and it will flip again. So this has some practical applications because what you can do is you can build one that looks like this and you can use it to store bits of data for more complex contraptions like combination locks and whatnot, which we'll cover in another video. So yeah, that's basically the RS NOR latch. So it's a little bit different than the other latches that we're going to cover. As you'll see here in a moment. So that's why it's over there by itself. All right, first up, we have probably the most basic latch. It's called the OR gate. And basically what it does is if one input is on, it gives out power. And you can see it's just two inputs hooked up to each other. There's really no logic to it here. So again, it's a little bit separate. And then next up is the NOT gate, which is also very different from the rest of the latches because it only has one input and it functions more as an inverter of a signal. Basically, it is a block with a torch on the output side, and what it will do is it will take a signal and turn it into a NOT signal. It will take power and convert it to NOT power. So if you give it power, it takes away power from the output. So basically it just inverts the signal, which can be handy for various mechanisms like doors and whatnot, because if you want doors to be closed, they need to be powered, and if you want them to be open, they need to have the power taken away. So yeah, again, the NOT gate, very simple, very useful. All right, now to the true gates. All right, so first up is the AND gate. As long as both inputs are off, or one is off and one is on, it will give out power. But if both inputs are on, it will take away the power. So if both inputs are true, the output is not true. So yeah, that's the AND gate. Can be very useful. It's very basic to build. It's just two torches on top of 3 blocks of redstone like that. You link them together and then you get the output. So yeah, next up is the NAND gate, which is basically the opposite version. As long as both inputs are on, it will output power. And it is the exact same configuration as the AND gate, except with a torch back here, as opposed to just a normal piece of redstone. So basically, it's an AND gate, except with an inverter to invert the signal, as we saw down there with the NOT gate. So yeah, that is the NAND gate. Next up is probably the most useful one that I've used so far anyway, and it is the XOR gate. And what it does is that as long as both inputs are different from each other, be they on or off on either side, it will give out power. So it's a little bit more complicated to build. You got kind of you start out with a T here, and then you've got a torch on all 3 of these faces, and then you have a torch here and here, redstone across the top, and then another block here and here, torch on either one of those. Connect this one with redstone up here, just like that. And then at the very, very end, you've got another block with more redstone on it. Why this block is here, I don't remember. I guess I just built it that way back when I built these models. So yeah. Anyway, that's the XOR gate. Both inputs, as long as they're different, it will give an output. Next up, we have the XNOR gate. And what happens with this one is that as long as both inputs are the same, it will give out power, be they on or off. So if both inputs are off, power, one on, one off, no power, both on, power. So it's essentially the opposite of the XOR gate. Both inputs the same, on or off, gives out power. All right, so this is the last gate. Shut up. Shut up. Oh, 1.6. Forgot. Die. All right. Anyways, last gate, XNOR, or NOR gate, excuse me. And what it does is that as long as both inputs are off, it will give out power. Pretty simple. It's essentially 2 switches, 3 blocks, and a torch. I don't know why I didn't put it down there with the rest of them, but it ended up clear down here. So both inputs are off, output is on. All right, so that is logic gates in a nutshell. If this was useful, go ahead and leave a rating, subscribe, comment, etc., etc. Let us know. We'll be putting out more Redstone videos, and subscribe to Cult of Redstone or YouTube.com/Cult of Redstone. Check out our website. Lots more tutorials there for you guys, and we'll see you guys in the next video. So yeah, this is Jake for cultofredstone.com signing off.